Hello and welcome to another Cliff Reviews Art House. This time I'm reviewing the film Sorry Baby, directed by Eva Victor. So this is Eva Victor's feature debut. Sorry Baby is one of those films that feels both assured and awkward in equal measure, and I do have mixed feelings about it. It's confident in its core, but occasionally it feels a bit clumsy at the edges. In the early parts of the film, I really wasn't enjoying it, but as the film evolves, I did find that I started to like it more. The story isn't told in a straight line. It unfolds slowly and elliptically. It feels like its fractured structure is supposed to mirror the uneven process of recovery from trauma. This non-linear form is I think, one of the film's real strengths. By withholding detail and circling back, it avoids melodrama while allowing us to inhabit the disorientation of its central character, Agnes. Crucially, the film never names the crime that defines Agnes's trauma. It's described with enough detail to remove all doubt, but the refusal to label it becomes a powerful gesture. It suggests the desire to process, to heal, but not to let the events swallow the whole of a life. Part of this is that when the crime happens, we don't actually see it. What we see is the outside of the house where it occurs over a period of time, where the changing light, both inside and outside the house, is used to communicate time. I really liked this restraint. It's very easy to create films about trauma that sensationalise or are too melodramatic, but this develops its story and themes in a very nuanced way. As well as writing and directing, Victor also takes the lead role. Their performance is magnetic. Having seen them in Billions and in some of their comedy videos, it's clear that they're drawing on their own persona, dry, nerdy, funny in a way that doesn't rely on punchlines. Sorry Baby is a film where humour surfaces as a kind of absurdity or surrealism that cuts through the heaviness of the trauma. There are no jokes as such, but the character is inherently funny. The mix of wit and seriousness does give the film a distinctive feel. In some ways, I think there are similarities with Jesse Eisenberg's A Real Pain, which I reviewed a little while back. Although I think that A Real Pain actually goes further with combining a funnier level of humour with the traumatic aspects of the film's themes. So it's clear that there are things that I admire about this film. However, I do have several problems with it. The opening scene with the sofa banter felt really inauthentic, chatty, crude, but just not convincing. The chemistry didn't work for me at all. I do think that Naomi Ackie is a good actor, but this scene just didn't work. Fortunately, as the film developed, I did become more convinced by this relationship. Another thing that I didn't like was the Friends-style chapter headings, the one with the ... For me, this undermined the film's seriousness and felt more like a gimmick than a meaningful device, just not in keeping with the tone of the film. Another issue I had is that some of the side characters are caricatures. For example, the earnest university administrators who attempted to bond in caricatured solidarity. And the final scene involving a baby struck me as melodramatic and not in keeping with the incredible nuance of other parts of the film. By contrast, there were scenes that I did like. The court sequence, filled with ambiguity, is an example of where Sorry Baby is at its best. I wanted Agnes to be respected enough to serve on the jury, but I also wanted her released from that burden. That simultaneous pull in two directions captures something of the ambivalence of trauma and of life after it. There's also a quieter moment that lingered for me, the scene where Agnes accepts a sandwich from a stranger. It underlines how healing can sometimes come not from grand gestures or close relationships, but from fleeting, intimate encounters with strangers, moments of unexpected kindness that shift the weight, if only for a second. Overall, Sorry Baby is a film about trauma that never allows itself to be defined only by trauma. It's about healing, awkwardness, friendship, absurdity, and the quiet humour of personality. It does have its flaws and a few scenes don't land for me, but it also has real intelligence and emotional depth. As a debut film, I think it's pretty good, and I will be interested to see what Victor does next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.